Welcome to Anaheim, California. A beautiful night at the Honda Center. A gorgeous view of the arena, and we're going inside to watch the AFL's best quarterback, Nick Davila, try to get the Rattlers back to the Arena Bowl. Welcome inside for our AFL on ESPN matchup. The Arizona Rattlers, one of the great dynasties in AFL history, coming with a mark of 1-0, and they are tied atop the National Conference with the LA Kiss. Hello to everyone. Ari Wolf coming to you from the Honda Center, and the big news coming out of week one, the LA Kiss are a much improved team. They beat Jacksonville last week, surprised a lot of people. They brought in a lot of players with championship pedigree, and they brought in a head coach who's been a part of a record-setting 7 Arena Bowl titles. But they got their work cut out for them because it's the Arizona Rattlers. They are the premier team in the AFL, 5-time champions. And I got a guy with me who knows a lot about the Rattlers, Hall of Famer Randy Gatewood. And Randy, this has traditionally been a David versus Goliath matchup. And the big problem for the rest of the league is, how do you stop Nick Davila and that potent Rattlers offense?
Nick Davila, 2-time AFL MVP and arguably one of the greatest players to ever play quarterback in this league. Year in and year out, he leads the league in just about every statistical category out there. When you look at the success that Nick and Kevin has had, what a luxury it has been to have him by his side all those years.
It's been a great run for the Rattlers. They were just a play away from making the Arena Bowl last year after having won 3 straight. Now, for the LA Kiss, they now have a quarterback that has some experience in Nathan Stanley, but the true star of the LA Kiss is their wide receiver, Donovan Morgan.
What an athlete. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he has all the qualities. He surpassed another milestone last week by going over 250 receiving touchdowns in his career. The Rattlers have a tall task in slowing him down tonight.
Let's take a look at the rules of the game. Running clock until the final minute of each half. You see the dimensions of the field. No punting, no outside stunting or twisting. Ball off the rebound net is live, and one wide receiver may be in forward motion prior to the snap. And we'll take a look. First-time head coach in the AFL, Omar Smith. Been a long time coming for him to get a head coaching job, and he is, at least through week one, dramatically improved the LA Kiss. Kevin Guy, one of the great winners in AFL history, already has won 3 titles, 2015 Hall of Fame nominee. LA won the toss. They elect to kick off. They'll get the ball at the start of the third quarter, so the Rattlers will start out with the football. And here we go. Bounces off the iron, loose football. And collected. Good play there to secure the football as the up man had to make the play there, Keith Brown. And here's Nick Davila, the Latin laser. Since the 2010 season, without any doubt, he has been the most consistent top quarterback in the Arena Football League. Last year, he did miss a little bit of time due to injuries, but still had an outstanding season with 87 touchdown passes and only 10 interceptions. First and 10. Davila completes it. Caught. Amos out in the field and finally brought down inside the 4-yard line. Anthony Amos, second-year man who played last year in Spokane.
Great catch here. Watch him on this crossing route as he operates right down in this area here. Grabs it, makes a good move, splits the defender, almost scored a touchdown on it.
Randy, this guy had outstanding numbers a year ago in Spokane as just a rookie. 110 catches for over 1,200 yards, and now gets to play with Nick Davila. One thing about Kevin Guy, he never rests on the guys he has. He is that core group, always looking to bring more talent in, as they have 11 new guys on the roster.
That's his mentality around there. Every year he goes out and he gets the cream of the crop. He puts him in position to be successful with Nick, and look at what he's doing already. First play of the game, big play.
Tons of time for Davila. And Give him 6. Touchdown, Rattlers, Rod Windsor.
Rod the God, that's what we call him. Just a consummate athlete. Guy always gets open. Like you said, protection was excellent, though. Nick had all the time in the world to sit back and find Rod in the back corner of the end zone.
I mean, this amount of time in arena football, you just don't get that kind of time, and it's an all-new offensive line.
That was one of the things I was going to touch on as well. Like you said, that doesn't happen. 3 new guys. Coach talked about it in the meeting. They still haven't came together in such a way he'd like to see them, but a great job of protecting Donovan.
Alex Zendejas connects on the extra point. They had some special teams problems a week ago. He missed 3 extra points. That one was smooth for Zendejas. And it is our pleasure to go downstairs and bring in Nick Davila. And Nick, you've got a brand new offensive line, and based on those 2 plays, it really seemed they did a real nice job of giving you time to throw.
Yeah, you know, Coach talked about it all week, being relentless up front and in the back end on both sides of the ball. And, you know, that's what we want to do every time we step on the field.
Nick, coming back this year without being the defending champs, do you feel like there's a renewed hunger for this team to get back to the top of the AFL?
Yeah, you know, it's about winning, and we came up a little short last year, and so we're going to be hungry every time we step on the field to make sure we get the job done this year, just like everyone else on the football field.
Thank you very much for the time, Nick. Good luck the rest of the night.
You could certainly sense it in his voice, the urgency, the things that happened last year, them falling short of that Arena Bowl against San Jose last year. You can totally sense it and feel it, not only in his tone, but also in Kevin's tone earlier.
His standard is so high. He was so critical of last year's team looking back. His ball kicked off by Zendejas, not particularly long kick, but it hits off the iron. That is a loose football. Then once it hits the backboard of the end zone, it's immediately dead. So it'll be Kiss football, but Nathan Stanley played the last 2 years for the San Jose SaberCats. Last year, he was the backup to Eric Meyer. When he did play, 20 touchdown passes, no interceptions. And then last week, you see the numbers. If he can protect the football, he is a huge upgrade at the quarterback position for the Kids.
He's done a great job of adjusting to the game. You know, he's learned the little nuances. He's well aware now of certain things and places on the arena football field. His maturation process has been great over the last couple of years. I look for him to have a great night tonight.
Stanley holds on to it, and it looked like Morgan. Somebody had a hand on his jersey, and the flags come in a little bit late. Donovan Morgan will be the target a lot tonight. Randy, take us through the impact players.
Impact players tonight. Rashawn Kaiser, of course, a veteran, student of the game, 7 receptions short. Alan Chapman, guy who stepped in, had to fill in for Jeremy Kellum, who's no longer with the Rattlers. Great ball skills, great win. DJ Stevens last week led the team in receptions and yards. Look for him to have a great game tonight, too.
Stanley going down the field and off the fingertips. Brandon Collins, the intended target. Collins, one of 8 former San Jose SaberCats on this LA Kiss team.
Great move off the line of scrimmage. As you can see, he's running free. Could have been a mix-up as well, though, because you got 2 guys crossing paths there. They were able to get the influence call on it. Almost, though.
Wide open to the far side of the field. Collins with the catch. And Nathan Stanley has all the physical tools. I mean, he's a big guy, 6'4", 225, and getting groomed with some of the great offensive coordinators that were with San Jose, a guy like Terry Malley, really one of the true innovators in the sport. Now he comes here, and it's going to be Nathan Stanley's team. And this is the first time where it's all about him at the quarterback position.
It is officially his team, and he did a great job last week against Jacksonville in coming in and completing all those passes and really taking charge of the offense. Tonight is his first true test against Arizona. He's spread well against them.
And down he goes. Luis Vasquez comes off the edge, gets the sack. He had 2 last week, and he was the co-AFL Defensive Player of the Week.
Coming off the edge here, as you can see, some sort of mixed up on the line of scrimmage. He's running free. He had no time to throw that ball. As you can see, whoa, that's a good way to get your quarterback hurt there.
That's just a missed assignment. Someone's got to account for Vasquez. The similar thing happened last week, and good quarterbacks in the AFL are hard to come by. You got to keep those guys upright. Second and 15. And the catch is made at the 21-yard line. DJ Stevens the catch. Stevens can be a game changer. He is a guy, not only just good speed, but get those good hits. He's quick in the open field.
He's electric. He is. I saw him make some moves in a couple games before where he ducks right under, and we're looking at each other like, wow, how did he get out of that? But he is electric. Watch him off the net tonight too, Ari.
Morgan in motion. Stanley looking for Morgan, and he had to get rid of it because of the pressure. And it brings up 4th down. Antosh Hawthorne, the nose here. Watch 77. He pushes it, but it's really the Mac linebacker who comes in there to interrupt the play.
The Rattlers have always done such a great job of attacking the quarterback. And Hawthorne, he gets that push up the middle and allows that Mac linebacker to run free like that. LA has to shore up the offensive line, and he said it. Omar said it. If we can't protect him, we will struggle to win this game.
4th and 6. The Kids were 2 for 3 on 4th down last week. They set up the screen. Oh, and the big fella can't make the catch. The play was there. And Stanley, you could tell the disappointment. Helmet came off quickly. That was the perfect play call right there.
Perfect play. A chance for the big guy to get his name in the paper.
Had a chance. They can't get the first down. And here's one more look at it before we go to break. It was right there. Through the hands of Travis Bond. We're coming right back. Tuesday, our countdown to the NFL Draft continues with a night of shows geared to get you ready. At 7:30 Eastern, the much-anticipated premiere of Hey Rookie, Welcome to the NFL. Then at 8, it's the first ever NFL matchup, draft special, and to wrap it up, a double shot of Gruden's QB camp with Cal's Jared Goff, the North Dakota State's Carson Wentz, all streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. Nick Davila going up the field. Windsor was interfered with, so there will be a flag here. Coach Guy said he was pleased that Rod Windsor came into camp ready to go, healthy, top physical condition, as he is one of the elite receivers in the game.
Outside, as you can see, he tried to get outside of him. Sorry.
Little shuffle pass, Chase DeAdder has the football, stays on his feet, and is brought down after he picks up the first down. The ball comes out. And for the moment, he's been ruled down. And LA is trying to make a case. The ball came out. And it does not appear that Omar Smith is going to throw the challenge flag. Yeah, I can't really tell from that angle.
The ruling on the field of down by contact is being challenged by Los Angeles. The play is under further review.
Time for the call to the booth. And the replay system, if you haven't watched arena football, is the most transparent replay system I've seen in any sport. Dave Kataya, the official, will go and watch the replay, and he'll be communicating.
That last play is not challengeable, as the ruling on the field was forward progress. First down.
I don't know if we'll be able to hear the whistle here. Yeah, we're not going to hear it. So, as I was saying, when a replay situation does come up, Dave Kataya would speak with our truck, with our producer, and you'd hear what he was looking for. Certainly, I'm sure the officials are hoping there won't be another call in the booth, and so I have to deal with replay. Nick Davila completes it. Amos makes the catch. And he gets to the 4-yard line, and let's take a look at some more impact players.
Absolutely. Rod Windsor, a guy who Nick Davila is obviously going to go to when he needs a big play. Rashawn Kaiser, a veteran, a student of the game, a guy who's 7 interceptions, shy of 70 for his career. 70 interceptions, that's a lot of interceptions, Ari.
And if you look back at the early part of his career, in his first 3 seasons, he had 39 interceptions.
Wow.
I mean, he was just immediately an impact player. 2nd and goal. Keep it on the ground. Benson gets in. Touchdown, Rattlers.
Ground and pound right up the middle here to Benson. Last week, had 4 carries, 3 of them went for touchdowns last week. He's picking up right where he left off. Look at him just muscle his way in the end zone right there.
Benson last week really efficient. 4 carries, 3 rushing touchdowns. He had 2 catches, one of them for a touchdown. 4 total touchdowns last weekend for Michael Benson in their big win at Portland. Zendejas with the extra point. And the Rattlers look like they are in mid-season form as they've taken control early. Touchdowns on both their possessions. We'll be back in a moment. LA Kiss coming off a big win last week, taking down the Jacksonville Sharks, who represented the American Conference in last year's Arena Bowl. Well, everybody wanted to see how they would do against a true dynasty in Kevin Guy's Arizona. They've never beaten the Rattlers, but they certainly wanted to feel like they're making progress. It's been a tough start, but it's a long game, and there's a lot of football left in this game. What do you think is critical for LA to get their confidence against such a dominant team?
I think they have to protect the quarterback. The Rattlers do such a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback. And if Nathan Stanley is uncomfortable back there, they're not going to have a chance to win this game tonight.
Stevens knew he did not have a chance to get out of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. And we are going to bring in a fullback who all it seems he does is score touchdowns. Michael Benson, the outstanding fullback for the Rattlers. You're coming off a great season, but it seems that coach is putting even more trust in you as you've already got 5 touchdowns on the season. How are you enjoying your role in the offense this year?
I'm loving it. You know, I'm just trying to make plays for my team out here. You know, we're on a mission out here this year, so, you know, it's good to be a part of the offense.
With the 3 new guys up front in the offensive line, how is that group coming together in order to protect your franchise quarterback?
We're doing a good job, man. We had a good camp. I think, you know, it takes more time. You know, each and every game we're just going to get better.
Appreciate the time, Michael.
All right, thank you.
Stanley, lots of time. He's going deep. And that is caught inside the 5. It's going to be 1st and goal. Beautiful throw, Nathan Stanley to DJ Stevens.
Take a look at him operate here as he come down. He's going to give him a stutter move right in the middle just to kind of freeze Chapman. And once he freezes him, he's got it. Nathan steps up, throws a beautiful ball over the top where only he can catch it. Great throw and catch right there. LA needed that to help jumpstart this offense. You can't be behind 14 points and expect to come back and beat this team. So it's imperative that now they're in the red zone, they have to score here.
1st and goal. Flag before the play.
Delay game offense number 10. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
In this particular instance, a 5-yard penalty doesn't really hurt them because the closer you get inside the 5, the harder it is to score, especially with these corners rounded in the end zone. So that really doesn't hurt them that much. I look for, right about now, this is Donovan Morgan time. Like, he has to step up and make a play for this team right now.
There is Donovan Morgan. 1st team All-Arena last season. Put together a Hall of Fame career thus far. They're looking for Morgan, and he's got it. Touchdown, Kiss.
There's this patented run to the middle of the field, set it right down on the logo. As a receiver, once you get in the red zone, you have to light up. It's man-to-man. You have to light up at this particular time right here. You know the ball's coming your way. You have to go out and win. He won that time. Great catch, great throw. They're back in the game.
Hadari makes the extra point. They cut the deficit in half. It's 14-7. Donovan Morgan last week, 7 catches, 81 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And LA's second possession. Number 1 gets into the end zone for the Kisses' first score of the night.
I'm Doug Kazarian with a studio update. Things just wrapped up in Orlando. Portland's Bryson Kelly punches it in. Steel leading in the final minute, but final half minute, Predators answer. Randy Hippert with the sneak. Orlando 2-0 on the young season. Back to Ari and Randy.
Donovan Morgan, true veteran, 8 years in the AFL. He was former AFL Rookie of the Year. And I think some people thought when he left New Orleans and came here that maybe he wasn't still one of the best receivers in the game. And boys, he put up big numbers. They haven't won a lot of games, but it hasn't been because he hasn't delivered.
Absolutely. We've had a chance to watch him a lot. And if you watch him during the game, he's probably the most passionate guy on the field. He loves to win, high energy every play, and you're going to get a full dose of him every game. So it's good to see that in the red zone, he stepped up when his team needed him, and he made a play.
Morgan spent time with 4 different NFL teams, had a short stint in the CFL. Amos on the return. And Amos to the 18-yard line. Here's the game summary if you're just joining us. Opening drive, Davila had a big completion and then all kinds of time in the red zone. He gets it to Rod Windsor. And Michael Benson gets in. He has had a strong start to his 2016 season. And the Kiss, they needed a score. And they go to their go-to guy, Donovan Morgan. And Nick Davila so far a perfect 4 for 4, 57 yards and a touchdown pass. And this is Rod Windsor. And Windsor defended by Rayshon Kaiser. You have 2 future Hall of Famers there going against each other.
That'll be a great matchup all night. 2 guys who's been in the league for a while, 2 guys who understand the game. Be a good matchup, good battle. We'll see how that
Illegal formation defense, number 92, set outside the down offensive lineman. That penalty's declined. First down.
Rod Windsor, 6'2". Coach Guy says he's comfortable where his weight is at 230. He's just like a big, strong guy. When you throw the ball to Windsor, it doesn't even have to be perfect or the defender can be on him because he can just box guys out.
It's that big body, you know. Let's call it big body.
Here's Windsor. With that big body, and yet he still moves pretty good. 30 years of age. Played with went to the Cleveland Browns. 2011 season.
He does a great job of getting in behind that line, though, on this quick screen. 1 block away from probably taking that to the house.
Gain of 11 on the play for Windsor.
I used to love running that quick screen, Ari. Loved it, because once you get in behind them linemen, they're coming downfield. They're going to clear the path for you.
And you made it easy on your pal, Seth Bonner. That's the easiest throw he can make. Davila again, all kinds of time, and this time he overthrows Windsor. But the way they had the coverage is probably a good thing.
Absolutely. First incomplete pass of the night for him, and based on the read, he missed his read. If you take a look, Windsor's going to be wide open over here on the left. And Amos is going to be wide open, just a little lob over the top, and he's playing a combo coverage on him.
I mean, you can watch Nick Davila game after game, and he might miss 2 reads a game. I mean, he's just so in tune with what they're doing.
If that.
Davila steps up. Manages to complete it. Windsor is 2 yards shy of the first down. And let's take a look at the protection, because Kevin Guy thought, you know, with this new group, protection would be a challenge.
Yeah, this internal clock has has to go off on his head, though. Has to go off that he knows he's got to get rid of this ball. But look, steps up in the pocket for three guys who've never played here before. They're doing an excellent job of protecting him tonight.
And keep in mind, there are no preseason games. So this new offensive line, this is just week 2.
They've had 2 weeks to try and put it together. And as you can see tonight, they've done a great job.
Davila, and all kinds of contact, and the flags come in. Kerry Reed was the intended target.
Yeah, that's an easy one right there. Kaiser was obviously in bad position on that play. Kerry Reed.
Pass interference defense. Number 7, penalties half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
One of those times where here he has to throw that ball quickly. He just reaches up, pops it. Kaiser don't know when it's coming. He had to. A way of protecting themselves. I've done that plenty of times back in the day when, of course, I was playing both sides of the football. But
playing both sides of the ball quite well.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Well, I was back when I was a radio guy with the team. We didn't like seeing the Rattlers all that much. You guys were too good. And it's Benson. And Benson is stopped just shy inside the 1-yard line.
Coming at you right here. Benson right in your living room. LA gets a good push, though, on him that time. So we know Kevin, though. 1-yard line, inside the 1-yard line.
I mean, I don't like to ever see Nick Davila's body in any kind of danger. You hate to see one of the best quarterbacks. I mean, the quarterback sneak here is an option. And they'll give it to Benson. He's stuffed. No place to go.
Excellent job with penetration. Gustav Benton.
Benton makes play, second-year man out of Western Oregon. Played a few games last season with San Jose.
Excellent job of penetration right up the middle, attacking him in the backfield before he could get started. Great job.
Well, they're going to have Windsor in motion. You think he's the go-to guy, or right back on the ground to Benson?
I think we're going to run it.
Well, Davila looking to throw, didn't like his first read, and the catch is made. Touchdown, Rattlers. You do not have to have your feet hit the playing surface. That catch is made. If he's pushed over, it's good, and Kerry Reed gets the score. The former Michigan State Spartans first of the night.
Great catch. Great hands to go up and grab that ball with Kaiser coming down on him like that. That's one of the rules in the league. You don't have to come down in the end zone. As long as you have that ball, it is a touchdown.
It does make for risky business for receivers. Now here, there are seats right there, but there are plenty of arenas where you go over the board in the end zone, you can land on concrete.
Very, very much so. Very much so. And trust me, I played on some of those.
And would you put real thought into that before the game, knowing what situation you had outside the end zone for those kind of plays?
Yeah, we take care of that pregame. You go out and make sure and take every little angle in this league and know where you had a little bit of give at. So,
like your home arena, you had it easy in Arizona with no back end on the end, so you can just keep running. We're going to step away for a moment. The Rattlers efficient thus far, 3 for 3, and they lead 21-7.
Whoa, guys! Say yes to Pizza Hut's $5 flavor menu. Medium pizzas, Wing Street Wings, Hershey's Cookie, or new stuffed garlic knots.
This doesn't have to end in a fight.
You're right, Captain. Everyone gets what they want. Marvel's Captain America Civil War. In theaters, May 6th.
Well, welcome back to the Honda Center, AFL on ESPN. Week 2 action, Arizona and Los Angeles, still early in the game. And alongside the Hall of Famer Randy Gatewood, with no preseason games in the AFL, Arizona early in the season has a huge advantage because their nucleus has been together. Whereas LA, you got a new coach, you got a lot of new players, a new system. They just got to start to gel a little bit, but we know that they have a much improved team.
Absolutely. Arizona, those guys worked together this offseason. Some of those guys came out to Arizona, spent time together every week working on those things. They played together, like you said, a lot longer. LA, on the other hand, those guys have not had the time. They haven't had a chance to really gel yet. It's going to take them a little bit longer, but give them time. They do have a great team.
Stevens sheds a tackle. And Stevens out to the 10-yard line. He can make a 10-yard return real entertaining.
He is electric.
It's those hits, man.
He is very electric.
Kick interference from the 5 of the kicking team. Inside the 5-yard line.
See the way he just stopped on a dime, went back to his left.
5-yard penalty for the
fun to watch.
run.
He is.
First down.
He's been a great player to watch.
So after the penalty assessed, it'll be 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line for Nathan Stanley and the Kiss. Stanley 4 of 7, 64 yards and a touchdown. They keep it on the ground. Rory Nixon gains a little more than a yard. Nixon played last year for Spokane, had 17 starts. So Omar Smith, our head coach, who made his name in the AFL as a defensive player, is calling the plays on the offensive side of the football, and he's taken a page from Kevin Guy to be able to call all 3 phases of the game.
Yeah, you know, he came up under Guy. He spent a lot of time in Tampa. So that was the role of those coaches at that time. So he's taken that from them and he uses it here. Great guy, great player.
Prior to snap, false start offense. Number 1, 5-yard penalty. Maine.
His consistency in terms of his approach to the game, you know, he treated it as a true profession from day one and has made a career out of it. And now he gets to basically be a coach in his hometown. He grew up in Torrance, which is not far from here in Anaheim, and finally gets an opportunity to be a head coach. And, you know, sometimes I'm sure he was frustrated it didn't happen earlier, but to now get to come to LA where he's from.
Yeah, I don't think they could have picked a better guy to bring to this team to try and turn this organization around.
Stanley looking for Donovan Morgan, and Morgan didn't know where the football was.
On the outside here, as you can see him, Morgan comes down. He's getting ready to run his route here. As you can see, just not a lot of time. Quarterback's here, he lets the ball go, and the receiver never saw it. Great throw, could have been a great throw, great catch, he just never saw it.
Catch is made, nice move. And boy, that is some tackle, got just enough. Or that could have been a huge play for Brandon Collins.
Collins was certainly off to the races on that if he doesn't grab him. Watch the quick move. Stop on a dime, go back to the outside, barely tackles him right there.
I mean, Marcus Smith, that's some tackle.
Yeah.
He got just enough from the second-year man who played his college ball.
We have a
for the
foot race.
Wolfpack in Nevada. Fourth down. Stanley rolling out, going deep. Touchdown, Kiss. Donovan Morgan.
Prayer.
Flags. If it stands, it's a 28-yard touchdown.
Illegal contact, number 24 defense. That penalty declined. Touchdown.
Lots of chaos going on from the beginning here. Watch him scramble on this play. Look to find some more time, and he just throws up a prayer. Keith Brown thought the play was over. Didn't keep playing until the whistle was blown. Drops it right over the top of Morgan for his second touchdown tonight.
Stanley had nothing to lose. It was a fourth down play. There's no punting. Works out for Stanley and the Kiss as they draw within one score. And Morgan there, I got a feeling that's going to be his easiest score of the night.
I'm Doug Kazarian. Final seconds in Cleveland. Tampa Bay one last chance, but Joe Powell, pick 6. And that secures Cleveland's first win of the season back to Anaheim.
Donovan Morgan has gotten in the end zone twice already. as LA trails 21-14. And Don Ramorgan's actually pointing because the scoreboard inside the arena needs to be corrected. They have it at 21-13. Our graphic was correct. It is 21-14. Hadari the kick. Amos waiting for a chance at a return through the slack part of the net. It'll be a touchback, and that gives us a chance to bring in Nate Stanley. Nate, one of the things we've been talking about is without preseason games in the AFL, while there are some guys that you're familiar with, particularly your head coach Omar Smith, talk about the challenges of getting on the same page with your receivers early in the season.
It's just something you got to attack in practice, before getting those guys to run routes before practice, and then, sometimes staying after to run routes just so you can get a feel for the way guys run the routes, because everybody runs routes differently.
Thank you very much, Nate. We'll check in with you again later in the game, but they put together a couple of good drives back-to-back, and now Nick Davila in the Rattler offense. And the quick shuffle pass, and Deatter makes the catch, but LA was onto it that time, Randy. I doubt we're going to see that again, because that ball was almost just picked off and taken for an easy pick six.
There was something that definitely gave it away on film that Kaiser noticed. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make the play that time. Deatter makes a great move to pick up some extra yards there. Big hit in the end by Obi.
It was Rodney Fritz, 17, who actually had it. Was the guy who jumped it and saw what was coming, but couldn't come up with the football. Davila, and he misses Ron Windsor. Just the second incompletion tonight for Nick Davila. Last week when they scored 80 points in beating Portland, he only had 16 attempts because they dominated. They had 3 defensive touchdowns. If you're Nick Davila, at this point in his career, he's done so much. How do you stay consistent at that level for this long?
I think he does it by the guys that Kevin surrounds him with. His relationship to Kevin, too, that's uncomparable to probably anyone else as a head coach and a quarterback in the league. He's still hungry. He's hungry for more. He wants to be back at the top of the league.
Windsor makes the catch. Fred Obi makes the tackle there. Gain of 8. Move to chain gang. So Kevin Guy and Nick Davila, to talk about their relationship on the field, their record speaks for itself. But these guys even live in the same neighborhood now.
Live in the same neighborhood, talk a lot, spend a lot of time together. It goes so far beyond football. And if you look at the way he's matured, Nick has matured over the years with Kevin, it's a great, great indication of that relationship they have with him.
There's a flag-free play here, and Davila's going to take a chance looking for Deatter, and he can't get to it. But somebody jumped on the line for LA. Their relationship's so good is that sometimes I love it when Nick will come over and Kevin will say something. Nick says he wants to do something else. Kevin just says, go with that.
Yep, absolutely. Those are the best kind of relationships, all right, because that means you trust one another. I'm sure it wasn't always like that, but over the years, they certainly developed it.
Illegal formation on the defense. The defensive end came out of the stance. In addition, the linebacker was moving at the snap. That's a 5-yard penalty. Arizona is now in the bonus due to LA's 3rd defensive minor foul. That creates an automatic first down.
So we've been talking about his greatness. Now you can see on screen. Since the 2010 season, there's really him and then everybody else. Other guys have had great individual years, but every single year, he's been there and been the guy.
Year in and year out, and these numbers are astronomical. And every year, they talk about the turnover a little bit. He's had some changes. He's brought in other wide receivers, but the system works. He's always been successful.
Davila completes it to Ron Windsor. There is a flag down on the play. It appears Windsor has just enough for the first down at the 15, but let's check on the flag first.
violation of the second neutral zone by defense number 56. He's not allowed to block the daylight between the defensive linemen. That penalty's declined. First down.
Penalty on Derek Summers. His career got off to such a great start with Jacksonville back in 2011. Deatter in motion, 1st and 10. Davila looking for Deatter. He's got it. Easy pitch and catch. Rattlers do it again. 4 drives, 4 touchdowns.
Easy pitch and catch, and what they've done is they've simplified the offense. Nick has completely taken everything that they give him. Take a look as he come down in motion here. LA is set up. Their defense is basically a bunch. He's created this separation between them. There's no way Kaiser can cover him with that much angle on it right there. He has to get help from that front side corner. They're going to have to make some changes, Ari, because that's just too easy. I mean, that's stealing right there to just be able to run down, corner route. Davila hits him in stride, touchdown.
What's been very impressive has been the protection for Nick Davila. I mean, he has just been able to stand there and direct this offense. Deatter makes the easy catch, and the lead is 28-14. Welcome back inside the Honda Center. And rock and roll royalty back there in the black hat. You can see Gene Simmons. Shannon Tweed there close by. They had to like what they saw last week. Huge improvement for the Kiss. And Jacksonville last year struggled early. They were 0-4. They ended up making it to the Arena Bowl. It is a war of attrition. You go through the season. But it's certainly a great start for the Kiss. But whenever you play Arizona, it's always a reality check. Maybe a good reality check, but it's usually not. No chance at a return for Stevens. Now, Nick Davila, this offense is based on him being upright, and he'll get great protection.
He's gotten great protection tonight. Look how clean he is. Look how clear this pocket is. He may have been touched maybe one time tonight. That is a great asset to have when you have 3 new guys who've never been in that situation before. It's also a testament to Kevin going out and getting guys who are smart enough to handle those protections with no preseason games, but to be thrust in the fire like that. Just a great job of protecting them.
Stanley, and that throw is low. No chance for Amari Jackson. Well, the thing with Kevin Guy is, and I think it's with all the great coaches, that even when they're at the top of their sport, they're looking for ways to improve. I mean, he shakes up that roster. I think most fans feel like it's the same team because it's Nick Davila and it's Rod Windsor and Kerry Reed. But this year, it's 11 different guys, and the standard is always Arena Bowl or bust. There's no other standard for that.
There's been some turnover. He talked about that team. It's the most versatile team he's had. It's the most fastest team he's had. He's able to go out and find talent every single year to fill in the gaps from guys he loses.
Well, speaking of talent, Amari Jackson, 6th-year man out of South Florida. He was with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in 08 and 09. He's physically really a specimen, 6'4", 220 pounds.
He's looked good tonight, though. LA has to simplify their offense now. There's a little confusion up front. There's some things going on. They just have to simplify and take what Arizona's given.
3rd and short. A little quick hitter. It's Donovan Morgan, and Stevens got enough of a block for the Kiss to pick up a 1st down. So Amari Jackson, I actually have a history with Amari Jackson. I was doing the Louisville football games for the university. And when they played South Florida, he was the best player on the field by far. And so I felt like he dominated everybody. But I went back and looked, he had 5 career college touchdowns. And in one game against Louisville, he had 2 rushing touchdowns. He threw a touchdown pass and had 2 catches for 75 yards. So my sample size was small, but he made me a believer right away.
That's a great story.
I mean, I literally thought that he was going to be like going top 10 in the draft. I was like, that guy is something. It's a good reason they don't, make me a draft evaluator. But Amari Jackson, I remember it's all we talked about in Louisville for like the next couple years. Whoa, That guy was special.
I'll tell you what, he does have a lot of raw athletic ability, though. He's got to find a way to put it all together. And on this league, and in this league, this field is smaller like it does. You have to make adjustments to it. And if you can do that, you will be successful.
Stanley, it's Morgan, and Morgan makes the catch. Alan Chapman with the tackle. And Donovan Morgan is clearly winning that matchup. And keep in mind, Jeremy Kellum was the middle safety for Arizona. So while Chapman has a little bit of experience, big shoes to fill, because Jeremy Kellum, one of the most outstanding defensive backs in the AFL.
Absolutely, and Chapman's going to be great too. He's given him a lot of space. He's given him a lot of room underneath right now. So LA has to go out and take that, just what he did right now. Take what he's giving him and march down the field. Then you get in the red zone and you can create those one-on-one matchups.
Stanley with time is going to take off. Nathan Stanley, and he'll slide just outside the 5-yard line.
Pretty good coverage by the Rattlers here in the secondary. As you can see, he has nowhere to go with this football. He has nowhere to go with his football. Look at the coverage. Everybody's covered. So he takes off with it. Great job of taking off, getting what he can, and of course, get down. Do not take that type of punishment from any of those guys. The only guy I know would take that kind of punishment was my good friend Cedric Bonner. He'd run over somebody right there in the end zone.
Ced Bonner is some kind of physical specimen. He could take. He was going to win the physical matchup. A good defense there from Chapman. Got his left hand on the football.
Great defense.
But the position he was put in, Jeremy Kellum only told Kevin Guy that he wasn't coming back this season a week before the start of training camp. When Jeremy Kellum was coming off one of the best seasons of his career, 14 interceptions, Kevin Guy did want me to say quite clearly that if Jeremy Kellum is interested in coming back to the Rattlers, he would welcome his return.
Absolutely.
So Jeremy, if you're watching, just know that the Rattlers welcome you to come back whenever you feel it.
He is impressed with Chapman, though.
Yeah.
You know, Chapman does have a lot of athletic ability. He's fast. He has good cover skills. Just needs more time. He had a great night out last week. And as you can see, makes a great play against Donovan there.
But you also have to you got to give a lot of credit to the coaches to get a guy ready. You may have the skill set, but can you do it under the lights? And he's made 2 good plays here.
Yeah, so far he's played great tonight. That builds confidence, because as a defensive back in this league, you're set up to fail. It's an offensive league. So you got to be able to give up a touchdown or give up a play underneath and then come back in the next play, let it go. The mental toughness required to play defensive back in this league, you have to have that.
Short-term memory loss could help, actually, as
Very much so.
defensive back in this league. Stanley throws, and it's going to be pass interference. Chapman was locked up with Donovan Morgan. And physically, Morgan's just bigger.
Yeah, that particular time, he couldn't do anything.
Interference defense. Number 24, penalties half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
As you can see right here coming at you, Donovan gets pretty good position on him. Stanley just lobs it up right to the top, and he had to grab him. Pretty good defensive play, but the referee standing right behind could clearly see he had him wrapped around his waist there. That's going to be a good matchup tonight, though. Those guys are going at it right now.
First and goal. They'll hand it off to Donovan Morgan. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown kiss.
He catches touchdowns. He runs touchdowns. As the offense goes, he goes. Great job of kind of overpowering him right now and getting that ball in the end zone. Took a big hit.
The touchdown is good after the play was over. Personal foul, offense, number 74. That penalty will be enforced on the first play after the kickoff.
It's on Travis Bond, the rookie. Played his college ball. Chapel Hill for North Carolina.
A little tempers flaring down there in this rivalry.
Well, I don't think you can call it a rivalry until the other team wins one, right?
Very true. Very
if it's
true.
5-0 Rattlers, I'm not sure it's a rivalry, but it could become one.
And someone has made it clear that we cannot call it that until they win one.
Donovan Morgan has been the offensive go-to guy. 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, or 2 on the air, and that one on the ground. NFL Draft is Thursday, April 28th at 8 Eastern on ESPN. Once again from Chicago's Auditorium Theater, Chris Berman anchors our coverage for the 36th year, along with a cast of thousands, also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. 36 years Chris Berman on the draft. That's
wow,
quite something.
Amazing.
And there you see Gene Simmons. You know how certain people are real predictable and certain people aren't? Whenever I'm around Gene Simmons, I just don't know what's going to happen next. He certainly knows how to have a good time.
He's had a history of having a good time.
Amos plays it cleanly. Amos. Real good coverage there. He had no place to go. He gets bottled up at about the 2.5-yard line. Let's see what the flag's all about.
Offsides on the kicking team, number 4. That penalty's declined. The personal foul from the touchdown play is carried over to this point. That penalty's accepted. First down.
So that puts the Rattlers out at the 13-yard line. Look at the numbers for Nick Davila. 12 of 14, 127 yards and 3 touchdowns. LA really hasn't created any negative plays for this Arizona offense. We talk about the time. We're at the 1-minute warning. Be curious to see how quickly Arizona wants to score, or whether they want to hang on to the football and not let LA get the football back. We will find that out when we come back.
I'm Doug Kazarian. Coming up at the break, full highlights of the other 2 games in action. All that and much more from across the sports world at halftime. But until then, back to Ari and Randy.
Tomorrow, soccer doubleheader for you when the U.S. women's national team hosts Colombia at an already sold-out Talon Energy Stadium in Chester, Pennsylvania, home of the MLS's Philadelphia Union. And at 2 Eastern, then at 4, it's an MLS Western Conference matchup between the Dynamo and Sounders in Houston. Both matches are on ESPN and also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. We'll see if the Rattlers want to take some time off the clock, and they do. So they give it to Benson, and now LA has to decide if it wants to use the timeout.
Timeout, Los Angeles.
LA will use their first timeout as they're trying to preserve time so they can get another possession. Coming up at the half, highlights from around the league. And we'll have a first half recap and the analysis of the Hall of Famer, Randy Gatewood. Omar Smith last week was in a tie game at the half, and they outscored Jacksonville 31-6 in the second half. We'll see, maybe that's going to be the characteristic of the kids. They'll be more of a second half team.
I'm not sure what he told his team, what that message was last week, but they went out and dominated Jacksonville, held them to 6 points in the second half. Now tonight we are facing a much more, like you said, formidable opponent in the Rattlers. They do have their work cut out, but they've certainly kept this game close in this first half. It's been a great game so far.
At some point, they're going to have to get a stop. And until that happens, this Arizona Rattlers offense has been almost perfect. They're going to have to find a way, someone on that defensive side, to make a play. And Windsor makes the catch.
That was one of the things that Omar Smith, Coach Smith, talked about was they had to steal possessions. They had to put pressure on Nick. They had to be effective in the red zone. So I concur. I couldn't agree with you more on they have to be able to get it one stop until they can get this game back in control.
Take a look at our game summary. Davila all night has had lots of time. There he gets it to Kerry Reed. Nathan Stanley, this was a 4th down play, looked like a prayer, ended up being an easy touchdown for Donovan Morgan.
Davila's hit the adder right there. Donovan Morgan, his third touchdown of the night. First one rushing the football.
Arizona will keep it on the ground. It's Benson, first down and more. They list him at 275.
Los Angeles.
That is a big boy running the football.
Timeout of the half.
Coming downhill at you right now. Stumbling, rumbling, bumbling. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be in front of him and tackle him. Somebody's got to bring him down. Great run. Benson, what a force back there in the backfield. What a luxury to be able to hand the ball to him and get the ball down there. Force LA to call another timeout.
Last year he put together one of the best seasons by any fullback in Rattler history. Second most yards in a season. He had the most carries for a fullback in the history of the organization. And there you see his numbers tonight. He had 4 touchdowns last week. Yeah, if the game was over and that was 23 yards rushing, you'd be like, okay, solid.
Excellent night.
And so now LA out of timeout, so Arizona was going to want to leak the clock a little bit, and that's why they keep it on the ground. They don't want Benson to score here. I know that's counterintuitive if you're new to arena football, but now they control the clock, and that clock is going to continue to run, and ideally they score with very little time left in the half.
And as you can see here, he doesn't even want to score on this play. He's just trying to milk it outside. He's just going to make sure as he breaks that first, coming through the first wave, he's just kind of slowing down right there. He doesn't even want to score, like you said. Maybe opposite of what the thinking is on the big field, but they want to take as much time off of this clock right now. And if they do kick it back.
Charge timeout to Arizona, their first, the 30-second timeout. Timer, please reset the clock to 15.6 seconds.
This is textbook clock management. I mean, Kevin Guy is a scientist, the coach in arena football. They've got 14 seconds, but they have time for 3 plays. And if it works out right, when they kick off, LA will have 2 or 3 seconds and really not have an opportunity to get points before the end of the half.
Yep. If it works out like that, they won't have any time. They'll have the kickoff, and that's it. Like you said, this is a perfect scenario because they can run it down one more time, maybe 2 more, punch it in, and there may not be no time left on this clock. So this could totally work out in their favor. Go in at halftime up by 2 touchdowns.
Keep in mind, Los Angeles will get the football at the start of the 3rd quarter, so if they could somehow come up with a stop here in the red zone, they would then have a chance to tie it on the opening possession of the 3rd quarter. They need to correct the clock. They need to put it to 15.6, and now it's been corrected. I would not be surprised if their goal is not to score even on this play, to wait 1 more play. We'll see how aggressive they are here. Davila, he's certainly looking for the end zone. It's bobbled and then caught. Rod Windsor, touchdown Rattlers.
All he does is catch touchdowns. He is certainly that security blanket for Nick. Anytime Nick needs to go somewhere with that football, when that internal clock is going off, he's got to get rid of it. He is going to Rod Windsor.
Flag on the play.
Illegal defense, number 7. The non-rushing linebacker was more than 5 yards deep. That penalty's declined. Touchdown.
Protection is clean. Here he is right here. Watch him work in the back of the end zone. Nick Davila has plenty of time to throw this football. Steps up into the pocket. That internal clock I spoke about is going off. He lets his receiver work. Kaiser was in position to make a good play. Great concentration by Rod.
It was fantastic coverage.
Great coverage.
Rod Windsor, to give you some perspective, when he came into the league in 2010 as a rookie, single season record, 193 catches for 2,372 yards. And now we're going to get to talk to Rod Windsor. And Rod, you've been at this for a few years. What keeps this core group so motivated to play at the highest level?
You know, we got a whole bunch of guys that love to play football, man. That's it. You know, this is a place where we can come and play and vent our frustrations, so we come out here and have fun with it.
Well, talk about the relationship on the field with Nick Davila. It just seems the chemistry is so good. I know you guys work together a lot in the offseason. Talk about your relationship with Nick and how it's helped you guys on the field.
You know, he's a competitor just like me. You know, we go out in the off season, practice, you know, we throw the ball, play catch every day. And that's all we doing, man, playing backyard football, playing catch.
Rod, the God, Gatewood here. Hey, how has y'all handled losing like in the semifinals last year, and how has that motivated this team as a whole coming out playing the type of football you guys are playing so far?
You know, it's football. You win some, you lose some, man. And we just took it like that. We took it as a loss and came back in the off season and worked our tails off, man. And now we're trying to come back and make another run for this championship.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it, Rod.
Right,
he is a surefire future Hall of Famer. I still can't get over those numbers. 193 catches for almost 2,400 yards in a season.
I never had 193.
But nobody ever has. It's a single season record. All right, so the clock won't start until Stevens has the football. So he doesn't think he can get it all the way for 6, get out of bounds. You know, they're going to have just under 6 seconds. Probably got time for a quick play to the outside. A receiver can give themselves up in the final minute and then take a shot at either the end zone or the long field goal. What do you think?
Probably time for one quick play, and then we got to take a shot on goal after that.
So no field goal for you here?
No field goal.
Okay.
Field goal is not an option. The beauty of arena football is you do want to take that quick shot, but if something happens and you can take a shot on goal right here, of course, we'll throw it over the top. If not, we'll take a quick play here, and then we'll take a shot on goal and go in at halftime.
So Nick Davila with a smile. He doesn't smile a lot during the game. Him and Ron having a little moment down there. And they will go for the quick hitter, and the receiver can just reach the ball out over the top of the boards, give himself up, and then it stops the clock. That's only allowed in the final minute of the first half and the final minute of the fourth quarter. Gain of 7 on the play there for Brandon Collins. One thing to keep in mind, and if they go for a Hail Mary type play here, is it's not like the outdoor game where you could throw everybody to the end zone and everybody be there for the jump ball. It's 3-on-3 back there. So there's a little higher probability of success, or they could just try to run a traditional play.
Yeah, we like to run the quick screen in this particular situation because, as you can see, the DBs are way back. And we would run a quick screen out there.
Arizona, their second charge timeout of the half, the 30-second timeout.
Run a quick screen, get those linemen downfield while they're rushing the passer. Once those linemen clear that first wave, it's you, and you're off to the races. So, not sure exactly if that's what Omar Smith is thinking, but it is a good option to have in this situation when the guys are way back, hoping that you throw it up off the net or you're going to try and throw something deep like that.
We were just talking about it earlier today in a heartbreaking Arena Bowl loss you had with the Rattlers against San Jose. They ran a short pass play in the final seconds of the half, and James Rowe turned into a touchdown and ended up having a big effect on the outcome of the game. And these kind of plays right here.
These kind of plays right here, that had a tremendous effect on that game, because if we stop them going into half, we win that football game.
Stanley, he's going to one-on-one for the Hail Mary. It's off the net. There was an opportunity right there. Lamari Jackson kind of overran it, and he got too close to the net.
Certainly got too close to the net. I think he thought he was just going to throw him a jump ball, because if you notice, no one else is over there as well. It would have been an opportunity for him to go up maybe one-on-one against Arkeith.
So the Kiss cannot come up with the points, and at the half, Arizona leads Los Angeles 35-21. It's our pleasure to bring in Rattlers head coach Kevin Guy. And Kevin, amongst the things that we thought were impressive in the first half, the play of your new offensive line as Nick had plenty of time to throw the football.
Yeah, you know, they're doing a great job. We were being pretty efficient on offense, working pretty good right here on the 1-minute situation right here at the end of the game. I thought we did a good job of executing. We got to pick it up on defense. You know, we had 11 stops last weekend. We got 1 so far, and really hadn't earned any of them. He dropped a 4th down pass on the screen.
And in the middle, we talked about Chapman and him stepping into that role, and it appeared that Chapman at times really showed some real ability and a bright future for you.
No, I like Bubba. Bubba's going to be good. You know, he's, you know, right now, there's a lot of communication, a lot of people talking right now. There's too much talking. We need to settle down, play, and we need to get some heat on this quarterback.
Appreciate the time, Coach.
You got it, guys.
We will step away. Kevin Guy and the Rattlers with the lead over the Kiss by 14 at the half.